Carla Caraballo. I'm currently the Social Determinants of Health Program Manager here at Lowell Community Health Center. I've been a community health worker since 2008. I started as a care coordinator for what at that point was the prenatal department, formerly, well, now it's the OB family planning department. I took on many roles and the opportunity that I had to help as, health benefits, outreach, front desk registration. I took it on, medical records, just because I wanted to kind of get that feel of, what it was working in a medical field setting. I am currently the Social Determinants of Health Program Manager here at Lowell Community Health Center. I oversee 7 community health workers, 2 of which I've had the pleasure of working with for many years. And currently the languages that we have to support on site is English, Spanish, Khmer, Pashto, and Arabic. So I'll be very honest. I've always felt my calling was always to be among people. What concretely, not too sure, because I started as I went to high school. I took graphic arts, and that was not my thing. Then I went on to cosmetology. That is kind of my thing, but mostly like for the side. So I ended up getting this good paying job at a debt collection firm where I was the top debt collector for Capital One Bank. But one of the things that didn't really resonate with me was that I had to be really like sort of mean on the phone and really like pushy, and that's not my nature. I'm very like people person, very friendly, very understanding, empathetic, sympathetic. And what really kept me there was, I'll be very honest, was just the money. At that point, I had, just bought my first home. I had 2 little ones. So I really had to kind of keep pushing. I remember going in on a Friday. No, I remember going in on a Monday, and they told us, as of this Friday, we're no longer in business. And I'm thinking, oh my God, like, this is going to be a huge cut, because aside from the pay itself, the bonuses were were really good. So Friday came, and I decided, all I know what to do right now is, debt collection. So I went on to another debt collection firm where at that point I would cry myself into work. I would cry during my lunchtime, and I would cry leaving work. I was miserable, completely miserable. It wasn't like at that moment, I'm like, this is not my thing. I know the money's good, but I'd rather be in a setting that's very positive in a way. So I had ended up reaching out to one of my very good friends that worked here at the health center at that time. And I kind of explained to her my situation. And I remember her telling me, well, Carla, you're like such a people person. Like, why don't you come here at the health center? I think there's a position open like for case management. And, you remember when you used to work, you used to play a lot like upstairs, because we used to live upstairs, downstairs. And I used to play teacher. I used to play doctor. I used to play like case manager, like helping people. So I said, you know what, why not give it a shot? I ended up taking the pay cut, and I think that was the best thing that I've ever done in my life. And that's what brought me into community health work. And one of the things that I think led me on to be most in the community was actually definitely my energy, the willingness to connect, not being judgmental, just, taking like making sure that I was connecting with each community member that I served. And from there on out, I became the home health assessment worker for the asthma program, which at that time was HUD. And right now we are at HUD 5, and we've done 2 other programs, which is Road and Road X meaning the extension piece of it. And also we have an internal asthma program, which is Exhale as well. So that's kind of what kind of brought me into this work. And I just feel like this is it. Like, this is where I'm going to retire from, because this is something that I enjoy doing. It's a work that's very fulfilling. It gives us the opportunity to really connect with our patients or community members, just because we can not only meet them here at the health center, but we can meet them where they're at, whether that's a home visit, local park, maybe a Dunkin' Donuts shop. it just gives us that time to really, listen to them, navigate and work with them. It's not it's not like a clinical setting where we have 15-minute block and now I need to get to the next person. So I'm able to really connect with the person and really guide them and do that first circle, full circle connection and helpfulness that we can provide. I think you can probably tell by my smile, but I was definitely in an awe. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, out of all these amazing CHW that are doing an amazing work right across the state of Massachusetts, I'm just like, it was me. Like, this is it. Like, this is an affirmation that this is my calling and this is where I need to retire from. But I was not only was I very proud of myself as a CHW and the growth that I've had, but also the support that I've received. And then even getting on that call with Lisa Renee, like I stated earlier, when I started being a CHW, she was leading all these efforts. Like, this was like the person that I would look up to, like, oh my gosh, she's doing amazing work. And even her energy as well. To also know that, this recognition that I receive is also from someone that, lived here in the state of Massachusetts as well. Just kind of left me like super happy, super grateful. But yeah. So definitely education. So the CHW work, you can get a very basic fundamental of what a CHW is. I feel like it's up to us to grow into that position. And also whatever institution you're working for, what they allow. With that, I mean, if you are able to be out in the community, like know the community, know the resources, connect with patients or community members. And most importantly, being aware of our biases, the ones that we recognize that we have, and the ones that we don't recognize, because that can also play a part in giving the patient the care. So always being aware of that, not being judgmental, not kind of jumping into that conclusion, always trying to have empathy and sympathy for the person that you're working with. And just give it your all. Go that extra mile for that person, because you just never know, what that person has gone through, and you are the person that's probably gonna, put the seal on it and really make a difference in that person's life. And it could be as simple as connecting somebody to like food resources, or even like helping apply for like DTA services. Or being able to help a mom with like diapers, because she's making minimum wage, and the rent is absolutely crazy high. So definitely giving that extra mile, and always having the heart to work with these people, because sometimes cases might be very easy where other ones need a little bit more of hand holding. So understanding that not everyone's at the same level. And definitely taking any trainings that you can, even if it's not related specifically to the field. So for example, if there's like an asthma home visiting training, understanding what that piece looks like. Because I think that's one of the things that I ended up doing along my career path, where anything that was CHW focused, I was there. I'm like, I want to know, even if it's not something I want to be able to know. Let's see. So right now, I think we hit a huge milestone. We're now here in Massachusetts. You can be certified as a community health worker, whether it's grandfathered in based on the hours in the work field. Obviously, you have to have those 3 recommendations and all that. But there's also a program that anyone that wants to be a community health worker can go through. They can do the work and be certified. that way as well. So I think that that's a huge milestone, because I feel that community health workers, we are key to clinical care. We are the ones we're the ones advising, providers, nurses, what we see in homes, or what the patient discloses to us, because they might feel more comfortable with us, whether it's because, we come from the same country, we speak the same language, or we've even have maybe, similar experiences in life. I think that's very, very important. But foremost, I would probably say at a more higher level, embedding community health workers within clinical teams. And I know that, that's kind of a little bit more on the bigger side, but I really feel like if we have multiple CHWs in clinical teams, whether it's on a family medicine practice, pediatrics, and there's an urgent need, we can address it right then and there. We can, take that patient and say, I can work with you. What is your need? This is what we're going to do, or this is what I can help you with. And I think that would actually cut down a lot of the barriers, because right now, the way that we work here at Lowell Community Health Center, if we are on site, a lot of our team members know who we are, so they can just come and let us know, hey, we have a patient for you to help out. But we normally work right through the EMR. So we get encounters, which is just like a message into our SDOH pool. It lets us know what the patient needs, and then one of our CHW, based on language, will reach out to the patient and work with them. But I think that that's like what I'm thinking of, what CHW workforce would look like in the near future, for us to really be embedded into these clinical teams to help assist and inform.